Hello, good evening, and welcome to another exciting episode of Leopard Lair. I'm your host, John Aljancic, and we're really excited for our episode tonight. We got members of the girls and boys swimming team, as well as their coach. And for our second segment, we have members of our girls basketball team. So really excited to get to talk to them this evening. But before we get going, we want to thank our sponsors of the Leopard Lair, which is Dr. Thomas and Thomas Dental and Associates, as well as the law firm of Guiley and Guiley, and last but certainly not least, Scratch Steakhouse. So we really appreciate your support here of our athletes, and just thank you very much. So, well, hey, our first segment here, we got members of the girls and boys swim team, and Coach Scott Joliet, thanks for joining us. Great. So, first of all, we kind of going down the row there, we have Mike Conway, senior, Chloe Cole, also a senior, and Anya Willett, sophomore. So, hey, thanks for joining us.
Good to be here.
All right. Well, first and foremost, Coach, been an assistant for 2 years with the program. This is your first year as the head coach. Tell us how the season's going so far.
So far, it's going very well. The girls, they're currently 7-1. Over winter break, we won the Cloverleaf Invitational, the Cloverleaf Stampede Invitational, which we don't know that Louisville has accomplished that in
Ever?
recorded history. Yes. So everybody's feeling good about that. The boys, they're doing well. Unfortunately, we don't quite have the numbers to secure a lot of wins, but a lot of season best swims, so everybody's doing pretty well.
Awesome. And that Cloverleaf Stampede tournament with 22 teams in it, that's rather impressive.
There were a lot of people there. It was the most fun that I've had at a swim meet since I swam myself.
Wow. So that's awesome. Jared Heller, we need you to work on that and see if this is the first and only time Louisville's ever won it. So, but anyway, let's turn it over to the swimmers here. Mike Conway, 200 free, 500 free. How's the season been going for you so far on a personal level?
On a personal level, it's been going pretty well for me. No personal best times yet, but a lot of season bests. I'm on par with where I was last season. Feeling pretty good. I had some shoulder stuff last year. My shoulder was kind of bothering me. Haven't had to deal with any of that this year. So as we're getting through January, which is the tough part of season, we'll come down off a taper, go to sectionals, and hopefully have some real good swims.
Awesome. Now, Chloe, you swim the 200 IM and the 500 free, among other things. What's your favorite event to swim?
My favorite event is honestly 200 IM. It kind of sucks, but I kind of like it in a way.
Okay. What leg of the IM do you like to swim the best?
Okay, I like to swim the backstroke because it's right after fly, and fly is really tiring, so I get to breather.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Awesome. Now, Anya, exciting news. You broke the school record set back in 1988 by Steph Helmuth, who's the only district winner, or the first district winner, I should say, in swimming history here at Louisville, and was the first to advance to state, which is pretty impressive. But you broke her record from 1988 in the 100-meter breaststroke. You swam a 1 minute, 20 second, 0.05, beating her by a measly 0.18 seconds. Tell us what that, first of all, tell us about the race and tell us what that meant to you.
Well, I was trying to go for this record last year, so when I finally got it this year, it was really exciting. And Scott definitely helped me a lot. Like, we worked on my turns a lot just to get that extra, 0.5 seconds off. So it was just really exciting.
Now, did you know you were close? Like when you were swimming it, did you feel fast?
Yeah, definitely. I felt like I was swimming good. It felt really smooth, so I thought I had a chance to get it.
Okay, awesome. Now, boys and girls, and any other highlights during the year that has so far up to this point as you kind of get ready for your year-end tournaments?
I think this year, the team aspect has been really good. Everyone's been cheering a lot, and the meets have just been overall a lot more fun than last year.
Okay. Now, in terms of swimming, a lot of different variables. Obviously, you're spending a lot of time in the pool just repping out laps. And it's not the sexiest thing in the world, but hard work never really is. But, it turns into school records or personal best for that matter. But tell us, different pools that you swim in. Which ones do you like the best and why? All three of you.
I guess I can go first. So I'd say my favorite pool, it's either Worcester or Akron. All of my PRs come at Akron, So I'd probably have to lean towards Akron. It's fast pool, cold water. Always swim good times there. So yeah.
All right, so we need to drive north, not west, huh?
Yeah.
For you, okay. How about you, Chloe?
My favorite pool is definitely the Worcester pool because it's really like it's cold and it's like very new and it feels like fresh and fast.
Okay. How about you, Anya?
My favorite pool is Cleveland State. The walls are really nice, and the pool is really cold, so I swim faster
Okay.
there.
As a novice swimmer, I generally sink. What makes for a good wall in a pool?
Well, there's the ledge is like lower, so you can like grab onto it like in an open turn. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I know that. Now, okay, now Scott, we just talked, kind of touched about a little bit being an assistant for a couple of years, now the head guy. How has that transition been for you?
The transition hasn't been that difficult. I have a lot of help with Pam Warner, our former head coach, still around. I probably bother her more than she would care for, but she's always very receptive to any questions I have to help figure out what do I do here or what forms do I have to get turned in. The administrative end of it was far and away the part that scared me the most, and it's probably the part that is the most challenging. Just there's a lot of behind the scenes work, getting a meet set up, all the work you have to do after a meet to get results submitted everywhere they have to go. And then as soon as you get that done, you're getting ready for the next meet and you're trying to work out practices. So there's a lot of behind the scenes work. And before it was pretty much just coming up with a practice, being in charge of training. And now that I'm still doing that and setting everything up, there's just a time management. Trying to master that. That's the big trick right now.
A lot more on the plate. All right, so last question for you three. In terms of now, my two seniors, Matt, Mike, and Chloe, what are your plans for next year? And then kind of for all three of you, what are the goals for the rest of the year for you personally and as a teammate?
So as far as plans for next year go, I'm looking to attend college and major in sports management. I'm not quite sure exactly where I'm going yet. We're kind of got it narrowed down to a couple, trying to figure everything out with that. Mount Vernon University is probably my top one right now. And then I'll be able to swim if I go there.
Oh,
So
great.
I've got a offer to swim there. So that'll be fun, and then focus on academics with the sports management degree.
How about you, Chloe?
After high school, I'll have a high school diploma, a cosmetology license, and my associate's degree from Akron because I go to RG Drag. So I plan on going to college for 2 years at Sark State in business and entrepreneurship. And then I'll obviously like work in a salon. And then I eventually want to have like my own salon one day.
Wow, that's awesome. How about you, Anya? Maybe any goals for the rest of the year for you?
Okay, so I want to try and break that record again because I only broke it by a little bit. So I'm hoping I can do it again. And then I also would like to go a personal best time at the end of the season at district.
And then, I lied. One last question. I would be remiss if I didn't bring up your team MVP. That is Shelly here in the middle of our platforms here. But tell us a little bit about Shelly.
Okay, so we used to have this old team head that was styrofoam. I don't know where it came from or how it got on the swim team, but like each year it's like we have like this like ceremony where we pass down like our team things. So I ended up with the styrofoam head, and I thought we needed an upgrade, so I got us an upgrade.
Wow, that's big time, Chloe. And where does one happen to find Shelly?
Well, from cosmetology school, after the hair is so short, we just throw them away. So I just took it home with me.
Is the hair pink?
And yeah, the hair is pink underneath that cap.
Okay. How about the markings on her? Is she all tatted up there, or what's going on?
Yeah, that was like a previous student's like mannequin head because we just keep all in a cupboard until the hair is so short. So I don't know what the markings are.
All right, just wondered. So, well, Anya, Chloe, Mike, Coach Juliet, and Shelly, we really appreciate you joining us here at the Lair, and we're very thankful. So, up next, members of our girls basketball team as well as Coach Layton. So, stay tuned.
life is tough. At Notre Dame, Ohio State, and in my life thereafter, I've had to walk through situations that were as challenging as it gets. A large part of my ability to overcome the challenges were the determination and toughness I learned as a Leopard athlete. Your challenge today is tough. They want to push you around and take what's yours. Fight hard and rise to the challenge to show yourself that in the years to come, that as your life gets hard, you'll have the intestinal fortitude to overcome. For many years, you have trained and practiced for this moment. And show what you got.
You like spending time with your family, but have you planned for when that is not possible? Guiley & Guiley provide affordable estate planning protecting you and your family. Our experience is your solution. Guiley & Guiley.
Beatty Sports has all of your athletic needs, specializing in corporate, school, and team apparel. In-house custom embroidery and silk screening makes the Beatty Sports tradition of quality and service unbeatable. Go Leopards!
All right, welcome back to the Leopard Lair. I'm your host, John Aljancic, and for our second segment here, I'm really excited. We have Coach Brian Layton, Assistant Coach Brian Layton of the girls basketball team, and three of his players, Taryn Miglich, Brooke Karen, and Courtney Barwick. Thanks for joining us, girls and guys. So Coach Layton, this is your second year as an assistant under Jeff Kudo. You're also an assistant for 4 years prior to that with the program. Tell us how this year has gone so far for you. Any highlights? There's been some up and downs as I've seen the scores come in throughout the different games.
Our biggest highlight's probably Salem game last Saturday. They were 11-1, a really good team. I think they made it last year to the Final 8 and got beat. What is that, regionals, I do believe. That was a really good win for us. We had somewhat of a last-second shot. Courtney got basically a missed shot from Brooke and had to shoot 2 free throws with 0.7 seconds left. We took one on the chin last night, but we'll get better from it, and we'll improve. So.
Unfortunately, a tough loss against Glen Oak last night, 50-46. Tough game, but you know what? Let's go back to that Salem game. And Courtney, we're going to start with you. 2 free throws with 0.7 seconds left. What was going through your mind at that time with that much pressure on the line?
I was just telling myself to breathe and calm down because it was really loud in there. And so I was trying to block out all the noise, and Brooke came over and told me, just shoot like you were shooting in the driveway.
Brooke, that's great advice.
Yeah, I knew she was going to be a little nervous, and we always shoot free throws together in practice, and I try to make fun of her or try to throw off her game a little bit as a joke, but in that moment, I knew Salem and their fans were going to be loud. They wanted us bad to make a statement just as much as we wanted to. So I knew just go calm her down. She had 2 free throws. All she had to do was hit one, and I knew our defense was going to get a stop no matter what. So just trying to calm her down a little bit to just know, hey, just hit one, and we'll be fine. I just had to talk to her just for a little bit.
All right. Well, it sounds like it worked. Sounds like that's the making of a good college coaching career for a coach. So, awesome. Well, Taryn, let's talk about you a little bit. Shooting 40-some%, I believe 42% from three-point range with 27 makes on the year, 29 makes on the year, actually, which is almost 3 makes a game, which is incredible. Mm-hmm. Tell us, has shooting always come naturally to you, or how much work have you put in? I'm sure it's a lot, but is the 3 your shot of preference, I guess I should say?
Yeah, it's definitely my shot of preference. I feel like in the summer I'm always shooting. I always go to the 3-point line first. You should do form shooting first. I always go to the 3-point first. They'll even say it in practice. I don't know. It's just my shot. I just take it all the time.
Now, your dad was a pretty good player at Perry in the late 80s. Some would call him a sharpshooter. Out in that driveway in the summertime, Dad comes out, you guys are playing horse. Who wins?
Me, definitely. Got him on the 3.
Yep. I was hoping you'd say that because, Matt, you're unfortunately, your day is done. So, but now, Brooke, averaging over 15 points a game, eighth best in the county. Take us back now, just a couple weeks ago. Brooke hit the shot heard around the world as well, a three-pointer to beat Perry by 2, which was amazing. And I think to set social media ablaze as well. But take us back to that shot for you.
Well, we had fouled. We had called a timeout, and we fouled exactly who we wanted to foul. And then Delaney got the rebound, and she threw it to Delaney, and then she threw it to Taylor, and I got it. And I heard someone yell 3, so I immediately realized, okay, well, we have 3 seconds. I'm going to take one dribble, and I'm just going to pull up the best shot I can. And I saw it go in, and I just wanted to celebrate with my teammates because it couldn't have happened without them. I was in foul trouble early on, and then the biggest thing was that was Miss Kudo's first game there.
Wow. And
for her to be there, I think that's what pushed us forward. I kind of say she was our little blessing that night.
That's awesome. That's all. Now, in a season where there's been a lot of highs, I mean, the 600th win in program history, beating Dover, hitting 10 threes to beat a good Painesville Riverside team. Obviously, the 2 free throws with 0.7 seconds left, the shot, the buzzer beater. There's been a lot of great things, but we would obviously be remiss if we didn't talk about Kudo Strong. And just, first of all, taking us back to a night 2 months ago, that was kind of the preview for both the boys and girls. That was a celebration and a way to just really celebrate the Kudo family, and especially Vicky and Jeff, and Vicky going through the health struggles that she's going with. But Coach, can you talk to us a little bit about Kudo Strong and can give us any updates that you might know?
First off, the outpouring support that night was just unbelievable. Just amazing. But I tell people that's why we live in the small community that we live in. I mean, people bringing her meals, they're bringing her gift cards, and the prayers. And anybody that knows Jeff and Vic, the prayers probably are the most important things. As for an update, that's why I'm here in place of Jeff. They had to take her up to Cleveland Clinic today, and she got some great news. Her numbers have dropped, and the tumors have subsided. She's able to have surgery the 8th of February up at Cleveland Clinic. So some fantastic news, and that's what she needs. So she has taken fantastic steps forward where she needs to be. So
that is awesome. Yep. Answer to prayer. So, girls, how about you? Kudo Strong. What has that meant to you? Obviously, this is your second year playing under Coach Kudo, but any insight there from you guys?
I think the big statement this year for us is it's bigger than basketball. We're playing for something bigger than ourselves. You know, when she can be there, it's huge for us. It's a little motivator for us. And like he just said, she just made a great stride. And Coach Kudo talks to us all the time about suddenlies, and that's a suddenly right there. And a lot of prayers are answering that. But for her to be there, and we play for her every night. So I think that's the big motivator.
It gives us a cause to play, like extra motivation to want to win.
She's also been there for a lot of games. She was there for the Glen Oak game last night, and then she came to more recent games, which is like just great to see her there.
Awesome. Now, girls, I know you still plenty of season left, but as we get into the end of the season and get into tournament time, what are the goals for you guys as a team, would you say, at this moment?
I think our biggest one is obviously the boys did it last year. We want to win a district title. It's a big goal of ours. But at the same point, we want to keep preparing to get ready for the tournament. Yeah, Glen Oak was a tough loss for us. We're going to use it as a learning lesson and just get better. And our schedule doesn't get easier, but we're going to use that to prepare for the tournament right now.
Okay, cool. Now, Courtney and Brooke, I know you guys still have some time left in your career, and not to write your career off just yet, Taryn, but tell us what your plans are after graduation.
I'm planning on going to Malone and going into education, going to be an intervention specialist.
Wonderful. Well, Courtney, Brooke, Taryn, Coach Slayton, we really appreciate you joining us. And, again, just to echo, what a great update that is on Vicky. And Jeff and Vicky, just know that you are prayed for and that you are in our thoughts and prayers, and just very special people, and a very special season, to say the least. So that's all the time we have tonight here at the Leopard Lair. And just thank you for joining us. We thank you for all the student athletes here tonight and coaches. What a great show, and pray you have a great night, and go Leopards.